Hello friends, in this video I am going to talk about the Charter Act of 1853. In last video we have discussed the Charter Act of 1833. Now there are some new features which was added in the Charter Act of 1853. What was that? The first thing is that this Charter Act is important. Why? Because this Charter Act bring the constitutional reforms in India during the British rule. Sir, what was this constitutional reforms? Previously what happens in the bureaucracy, in the administration of East India Company, the topmost posts were captured by the Europeans. But now, according to this act, Charter Act of 1853, what happens? The topmost post in the administration is open for all. Means Indian can also apply for this type of post. So this act abolished the practice of appointing Europeans to higher position in India and allowed Indian, my dear friend, before that Indians were not allowed to hire, not allowed to capture or not allowed to practice at the topmost post in the administration. So allowed Indian to hold senior position in the administration. You are having one doubt, sir. Before this, Indian were still in the administration, but not on the top post. Indians were there in the administration, but not on the top post, at a lower post. Now, what will happen? According to this act also introduced a system of open competition for civil service job, which is known as, or which was known as the Indian Civil Services. Sir, this Indian Civil Service is exactly the same which is in 2024, but name is changed. What is this name? Civil Service Examination, CSE. And who is going to conduct this? UPSC, that is a Union Public Service Commission. So UPSC is a body which is conducting nowadays this examination called by the name of Civil Service Examination. Once you clear this examination, if you are getting a good rank, you will go to IAS, Indian Administrative Services. After that IPS, IRS, and all this, so many services are there. Now, till 1853, the company acquired Punjab, and company also acquired the Sindh. The territory of East India Company is increasing day by day. Now, they need someone to make rules for that areas, to declare that areas under one province or under one presidency. Who has given this power? Court of Director. Now, according to this act, Court of Director could create a new presidency or new province. Suppose they capture some area and they want a new name under the province or under the province. For example, the province or ex-presidency. So who has the power to create this? The Court of Director has the power, because they were 24 in number. Now, in 1833 Charter Act, I told you the political affairs was dealt by the Court of Director, which was 24 in number, and Board of Control, which was 6 in number. This thing we have discussed. But what is the change now? According to 1853, the Court of Director, which was previously 24 in number, now this number decreased to 18, and nothing happens to the Board of Control. Previously, Board of Control was 6 members, still here 6 members. But what is the change? Change in the Court of Director. They decreased from 24 to 18. Now, another thing. If you remember, when I discussed the last Charter Act 1833, in last video, I told you who is going to take the executive decision. It is the Governor General of India and his Executive Council. Now, who is going to take the legislative decision? It is the Governor General of India and Executive Council. So there are 4 members, and if you remember, I told you this 4th member was a low member. Sir, why this 4th member was a low member? Because while making law for the British India territory, Sometimes they need interpretation of a law or they want some suggestions. Who is going to give the suggestion? The fourth member is going to give the suggestion because this fourth member was a law member. This fourth member was a law member. So this Governor General of India and his Executive Council, they are taking both decision, executive as well as legislature. In fact, there is another person who is known as Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief. So one is Commander-in-Chief, 4 members are from the Executive Council and one is the Governor General of India. So there are basically total 6 members. Who are making the laws for the British East India Company. Now, what happens according to Charter Act of 1853? The executive decisions which were taken by the Governor General of India and his council is separated. And for legislative decisions, they make another body known as the Legislative Councillors. How many members are there? 6 members are there. Sir, who are these 6 members? One member is nothing but he or she must be the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Sir, which Supreme Court you are talking about? Calcutta. Because first Supreme Court was established at Calcutta. Sir, what is the second member? The second member is the judge of that Supreme Court. Sir, what about this third member, fourth member, fifth member, sixth member? Third member is from the Agra. Fourth member is from the Bombay. One member from the Madras and one member from the Bengal. Now these 6 members are now going to make law for the East India Company or for the Indian territory. Fine. So because Parliament is actually making the laws, but this time these 6 people are making law. So that's why this is also called by the name of mini parliament. Fine. So this is the major change. Executive body is separated from the legislative body. This time we are having a new legislative body who is making a law. The next and the last is nothing but revenue. Sir, can you tell me something about revenue? Whatever the revenue is coming according to 1833 Charter Act, the same revenue is coming in 1853. So revenue sources are same. For example, commercial trade monopoly was over. East India Company does not have any monopoly. So from where the revenue is coming? The revenue is coming from the British territories, British possession Indian territories, and the revenue will also come from the salt tax. There is no need to write this, but everybody knows about this salt tax. So salt tax and British Indian territory, from this area they are getting the revenue. So up to here we have completed all the important charter acts of 1813, 1833 and 1853. So remember my dear friend, 1833 is over, 1833 is over and 1853 is over. Now this was extended for a period of 20 years. This was also extended for a period of 20 years. Now is this was extended for a period of 20 years? No, it was extended, but time period was not defined, because British government think that in future this government, this currently company government is not going to work. So we have to take full control in the British Indian territory. Fine. So I hope you enjoy all the charter acts. You enjoyed this video also. Thank you so much.